One of the most important points regarding the name of God, Lord, again, capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D, the name of God is this. The Lord, Yahweh, is self-existent, eternal, and unchanging. The Lord Yahweh, his name, he is the self-existent one. He's eternal and unchanging. So Van, would you read Exodus chapter 3, verses 14 and 15?
God replied to Moses, I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you. This is my name forever. This is how I am to be remembered in every generation.
Yeah, so that name, Yahweh, comes from a verb that almost certainly means to be. So what God is saying is, I just am. I'm the self-existent one. I'm not dependent on anyone or anything. I have always been. I will always be. Van, you and I have a beginning. God had no beginning. God has no end. That name also identifies him as the creator. But more specifically, that name communicates that he exists. He always has existed. He's not dependent on anyone or anything, to say that again, and he doesn't change in his essential character. He might change in the way that he relates to us, but he doesn't change in his essential character. And all that is bound up at the very core of his name, which I think is amazing. Mm-hmm. So Van, when you hear that the creator of the universe has a name, and his name is I am. And he's saying, hello, I am, I'm the self-existent, eternal, unchanging one, the uncaused one. How do you respond to that very initiation on his part, that very invitation to know him by name?
Well, I'll start with this.
It's just deep, isn't it? It's crazy. God help us to understand this.
You're deep, Jay.
I don't know that I am.
That's a big question, but I'll start with this. My dad and both of his parents, my grandparents, they all died within 11 months of each other. That was a very big change, a very hard change that came with a lot of emotions and ups and downs, and knowing that God is unchanging, even though our lives are filled with so much sin and death and our lives are like a vapor, knowing that he is unchanging brings me so much peace and security that I wisely hold on to with all that I am.
That makes perfect sense. And Van, I say with a smile, you're a young man, I'm not. I'm 49 years old, and I am getting more and more in touch with how my body is changing. And I'm becoming more and more aware that there's going to be a day, I hope it's not soon, but there's going to be a day where I'm not around. And I think that in light of that information, there's probably two things we can do. Once we get in touch with the knowledge that we're not going to live forever, we can either burn out on drugs and alcohol and sex as the most important part of our lives here and now, or what we can do is attach ourselves to one who is eternal, and that is Yahweh. And as I think about my children, I have an 18-year-old, 6, 4, and 2 are the ages of my other 3 children. I want them to attach themselves in time all the more to the one who is eternal, to the one who reveals himself as the great I am.